Hello and welcome to yet another powerful video on TechnoFunda Investing channel. India is right now at USD 3.5 trillion in terms of GDP. And the way directionally the government is going and the way we are progressing as a country, very soon we'll be reaching at 5 trillion USD, we'll be reaching at 7 trillion, 10 trillion in next 10 years. So if you are a long-term investor and if you want to really benefit from the decadal growth of India and write this India story, this is the video for you. Because in this video, what I'm going to dissect is how as an investor you can benefit from various opportunities that are emerging and already, directionally we are moving towards it. We'll also dissect in terms of what are the implication of the budget on various asset classes. It could be insurance, it could be your real estate, it could be your equity, it could be your fixed income. We'll go deeper and we'll understand what is the implication, what is the tax structure, and how as an investor, how as an individual we are going to affect. Okay, so we'll cover all these points today in terms of concepts. First, where our country is going, what is direction and what is the thought process of the government for the progress of this country. The second is how we are going to reach there through the impetus which has been created through budget. And third, what is the impact on various asset classes? What are the top themes which are emerging after this budget and how you can benefit out of them as an investor? So this is going to be very, very power-packed session, and let's dive into it. Before jumping into the core session, I want to just mention that this entire video is powered by Smallcase. So thanks to Smallcase, for which we are able to get this powerful content and we are going to learn a lot of new things. So let's get started. Let's jump into the first part of this session. Alright, so the bang on budget which happened recently had multiple implications. Yeah, so Government of India came out with a very, very powerful and a balanced budget where there was not focus towards a lot of freebies and all those things, but it was directionally very, very focused towards spurring the growth of the economy. And since last few years we have been growing, but what this budget was a very, very important milestone because it is just preceding the year of election. And a lot of time we have seen that government focuses on freebies and a lot of enticing stuff rather than focusing on growth just before the election year. So that is where, the budget was very, very remarkable. There were a lot of very, very other important changes in terms of if you are investing in real estate, if you are investing into equity, if you are investing into insurance. There has been a lot of powerful changes which you should know. Otherwise, you might be at a disadvantage and you might also incur losses, or you might not be able to get the profits from the opportunities that are emerging. Okay, so what I'll be doing in this session is I'll go deep dive. I'll go one by one through various asset classes and I'll go and tell you what exactly is happening. So I'll share my screen and I'll go to the first point which we are going to discuss. So first thing in terms of insurance, we'll discuss what has happened in terms of insurance and how you are getting affected due to some of the major changes that has been happening inside the insurance. So the first thing you need to know is there were some plans. So there are basically three types of insurance you will see in the market. The first is the term plan, like a regular, you pay the premium. If nothing happens to you, you basically end up getting nothing. Okay, that's a pure play term insurance, which is the best play to go about. And I've covered some of these personal finance related things in one of my video. You can check it out later, what kind of insurance you have, what is the kind of cover you should have all these things in terms of personal finance things I've just covered here. You can type personal finance Vivek Mashrani and you will be able to get it. Now second is ULIPs, where mutual fund kind of units where they invest into equity and the insurance component, both are merged. In my view, it's not a great way to put money into insurance because you are mixing both the things. Ideally put money into equity separately, put money into your insurance separately. Don't mix both of those things. Okay, so that is where the ULIP was the second component, and the third component is a non-ULIP guaranteed plan. So what a lot of insurance companies used to do is that they will take money from you. Say you pay 2 lakh rupees every year 5 lakh rupees every year. For 10 years you pay it, and after that they give you as a pension or a annuity plan. Like every single year they will pay you 5 lakh, 7 lakh, 10 lakh based on the amount you have put in and the kind of interest rate it is going on. So basically what they will do is they will put your money into bonds and different asset classes. They will keep compounding for number of years you are paying them, and then basically they will give it back to you. Now the interesting point was, this entire scheme was tax free. When you are receiving the money back, it was tax free. So government says, hey, when you are investing into bonds, you are getting indexation, but you are still paying capital gains on the residual amount. Why not in the annuity plan? And that was a death nail in this budget. Okay, so government says we will tax more than 5 lakh of premium which you are getting back for the policy which are getting issued after 2023. So in one shot, they have killed the entire investment product of insurance-based non-ULIP plans. As an investor, one thing is, for future, that amount you need to invest somewhere else, and probably you might even think of equity. So that is the first implication, very, very major blow to the insurance sector they have done. And that means if you are invested in some of the insurance companies as an equity investor also, you might need to be slightly careful and reassess your investment thesis. The second very, very big blow they have done it is on REITs. Okay, first of all, let's understand what are REITs. So REITs are basically structure where the commercial real estate, they are basically dividing into shares. So you can actually take exposure to commercial real estate through a very, very small amount. Even if you are not a large investor, or you don't want to own a physical asset, you don't want to take the pain of renting it out, you can still own even if you have like 400 rupees in your account. There are so many REITs which are available at 300, 350 rupees as at this point of time. And these are like shares of rental commercial yielding property. And I've covered a detailed video. You can just type REITs Vivek Mashrani. It's exclusively in Hindi. If you want to watch it, you can go and check out in depth. But what essentially they have done is, initially there was only tax component which was interest component which was taxed in the REITs part of it, and everything else was pretty much tax free. So I'll show you an example of what the overall structure used to be. So this is like a embassy REIT, one of the REIT which gives partly amount in interest, partly in the amortization of debt, and remaining is dividend. So out of 5.31 rupees, only 0.69 paisa was basically 0.69 rupees or 69 paisa was basically taxed. So almost 10% of component was taxed, remaining was tax free. Now in this budget, government says, hey, we will also tax amortization of SPV level debt. And that is where, if you go to BSE India and check the impact on embassy REIT, it has drastically fallen. Okay, so if you see, it has drastically fallen in last 1 month. It was somewhere around 340 rupees. And right now, as we speak, it's around 300 rupees. So major blow, almost 10 to 15% of correction. The good thing is, other REITs like Mindspace, which did not have much of, debt at amortization of the SPV, they are not getting impacted. So those companies, REITs have not got affected. But if you are holding REITs of Embassy Tech Park, then definitely there will be a lot of implication. And if you are in a higher tax bracket, for your future investment also, it is not that great option now. Okay. Now let's come to the direction. If you think about the commentary of our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman, the clear direction in which all the incentives were given is in terms of new regime. So government clearly has an objective that slowly will scrap the old regime and will slowly move towards the new regime. And that means in new regime, you will get a flat deduction, but you will not get all those ATC deductions. You will not get ATE, ATD, all those different kind of deductions will go away. And what does that mean is, whatever people were saving in terms of PPF, NPS, in terms of insurance, in terms of ELSS, all those things will no more happen. Unless you want to really save it, you can do it, but otherwise that money will not get channelized into the saving schemes like this. And that means the focus of government is on spending. They are saying, hey, you go and spend. We don't want you to forcibly invest. If you think you want to invest, if you want to save, you can do it. but we don't want to make it a forceful exercise. Now, for those of you who have not yet done your own budgeting, you're not knowing how to invest your money, how to save your money and manage it and budget it properly, I've created a special video for all of you. Go and watch that. Just type how to budget, save and invest Vivek Mashrani and you will get this search hit. But make sure you watch this video. I'll also save the link in the description. Now let's go to the implication of the new regime. So the new regime essentially will mean that if you are spending more, where you will spend more? You will probably spend more on the discretionary travel because you are getting more money in your hands. Probably you will go and watch more movies. Probably, you will also do a lot of buying of automobiles. Okay, you'll go and buy a lot of stuff in terms of cars. You will go and buy a lot of luxury. And you will probably go and buy a lot of good food and FMCG companies will get benefited. Okay, so your better interiors, auto, all these companies are going to literally get benefited. So this is like the implication in terms of your direction in which the economy is going. And as I said, the money from PPF, EPF, ELSS, NPS, which was majorly going into large cap, will slowly start decreasing. So forceful money, which was predominantly into large cap equity, might see some, fall. But the counterbalance is a lot of people would now invest themselves rather than putting money into insurance, rather than putting money into REITs, rather than putting money into force ELSS. They might well want a better growth in mid and small cap companies. And that is where, you need to think in terms of proxy, like if the consumption is getting better, if the white goods, your fridge, refrigerators and washing machines are selling, what are the proxy growth of that? If say people buy more of a automobile, what are the proxy growth for that? So you can think about all these things in the proxy way also, and you can get benefited. Now in terms of tax, there was not much of changes. They basically changed from 5 lakh rupees to 7 lakh rupees in terms of tax-free rate. So they are giving rebate till 7 lakhs. So if you are earning up to 7 lakh rupees, you don't have to pay any tax. So that means a lot of people will start making more and more files. People will basically come into the white side of the economy more and more. And that means the digital economy and the white economy, the formal economy will boom. And if the formal economy will boom, all the listed companies which are formally doing business, they will get benefited for sure. And hence, as an equity investor, you can also get benefited. One more thing which they told in the budget was a thrust in terms of renewable energy. So now government is very, very focused on renewable energy since many years, and that focus has only increased even this year. So make sure you also think about some of the proxy plays. If you want to know more, I've done a detailed video on renewable energy sector. So you can search with renewable energy Vivek Mashrani, and I'm sure you will get some lot of nuggets of wisdom on this sector also. Now, in terms of overall, planning, what government has done is the boost has been, as I said, not on the freebies, but on big capex. Okay, so now government is focusing on infra, heavy spending on infra. We have heavy spending on roads. We have heavy spending on railways. Again, think of which are the sectors which will directly benefit and which all companies will directly benefit out of it, and what are the proxy sectors and proxy plays in terms of companies which are indirectly also getting benefited from this. Now in terms of real estate, if we come to real estate part, there is again a very, very interesting move that has happened. So if you think about real estate, actually government doesn't want you to forcibly again put money into real estate. At the same time, they are giving boost to economic and affordable housing through government schemes, right? So all these capex and infra spend will include affordable housing. So that way, the number of houses through government schemes will increase. Hence, a lot of proxy plays will get benefited. At the same time, those who are putting money, the middle class and salaried who are putting money as an instrument of tax saving just from the interest of the loan, now because of the new regime shift that is slowly going to happen, that is no more an incentive. So that money will probably come into equity, and you will not see that rise of luxurious home prices rise in the near term. That is what it looks like from the commentary of budget and how the government is actually spearheading this process. So real estate, one more change that has happened is a lot of people used to use the capital gains for buying bigger and bigger houses, because there was a provision that you can put capital gains back to the house and it will not be taxed. Now about 10 crore, you are going to get taxed even if you are having those kind of capital gains with you. So that means again a lot of big money is going to flow to equity, because that is where the major chunk of lucrativeness is lying so far. Okay, now your question would be how to ride this growth. Okay, so let me just share the screen and I'll share with you how you can benefit from this entire journey which I'm sharing with you. Right, so if you want to benefit from this, first thing is you should definitely start investing in a objective way. If you are not yet investing, think about how you can invest in a better way. If you need any help, I'm there to help you. And if you want to join one of my masterclass also, you can join one of my masterclass and register. I'll also share this link below this video so that you can understand how you can benefit from this entire investing journey and how you can grow more. Another way which I'll show you is you can benefit from various asset classes that are available in form of small cases. So you can go to this link, technofunda.co/India, and I'll show you what you will see once you go to that link. So once you go to that link, you will see a lot of powerful ways in which you can think about proxy growth in this India growth story. So you'll see what all are the popular small cases by different advisors and fund managers which you can use to write this India growth story. So you can see like there is a special small case on green energy. We also did a special session with the founder of Niveshai. You can check out on our channel also. Just type Niveshai Vivek Mashrani and you will find that video. It is 2-hour long interview with the founder of Niveshai, and you will get a lot of insights in terms of how the team Niveshai does scuttlebutt investing and ground level research. Then you can also ride the affordable housing theme which I mentioned to you, that government focuses a lot on Capex and infrastructure, and they are also focusing on affordable housing. If you want to ride the spending side of it, where money is going to go into the consumption because of all these new regime changes that are happening, you can think about rising rural demand. You can also think about infrastructure related theme. You can also think about manufacturing and digital inclusion and how this entire middle class in India is going to spend. So there are a lot of options which are available if you want to really ride this theme. But my sincere request is think about the implication, think about how you are going to benefit from this entire journey and make the most use of this entire content what we have produced right now. And if you're not already connected with my channel, you can like this video and make sure you subscribe this video. Hope this was useful, and we'll come out with a lot of such powerful and insightful videos for all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll post all the links which are useful to you in the description below. Thank you so much. God bless, and Jai Hind.